Thank you for checking out crypto.chartguys.com, the source for technical analysis in the cryptocurrency world. We are proud to announce our own crypto alert system designed to give you the most critical technical trading information possible no matter where you are. Keep your eyes on the market with mobile or email alerts for MACD crosses, RSI levels, and even inside bar alerts for dozens of coins across multiple exchanges. New features and proprietary ChartGuys indicators are already in development. Our alert system is very easy to customize and utilize, so don't hesitate to sign up for the most effective crypto trading tool on the market at crypto.chartguys.com. Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. We're going to be looking at the big three: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and then EOS at the end. And not much has changed on the big three on the daily time frame. A few days ago, I speculated that today could be the potential day that we break. And the way it looks now, tomorrow's most likely. And if not tomorrow, Friday is almost a guarantee that we will have a break by the end of Friday. So things just getting tighter and tighter. The same rankings in terms of strength. It is Ethereum the strongest, Bitcoin in the middle, Litecoin the weakest out of the three. And here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame, same tightening pattern. The daily inside bar broke bullish, but that did not break the equilibrium pattern bullish. And you can see it more clearly on the 4-hour time frame. This is the same chart I've had in the last two videos in a row. And when I was doing this video yesterday, let's see, about 24 hours ago, we were right about here. So not a whole lot has changed. And if you are looking for real-world usage of cryptocurrency in terms of payments or whatever the use, this is the amount of volatility that you need to see in order for them to be viable as currencies. Anything else is fluctuating too rapidly. You look at the dollar, a 1% move in a day on the dollar is a huge day. That does not happen often. And obviously in cryptocurrency, it happens all the time. So this may seem like, boring action, but if you are looking for widespread adoption for real life usage, this is what you want to see. So as we know, the tighter it gets, the closer we are to a break. If we were to drop down and lose this 4-hour higher low pattern with the most recent low down at 6,784, if we lose this higher low pattern, our new lower high will be set at 6,960 and we'll look to form a higher low compared to 6,617. So we're still right in the middle of this range. That's why I say not much has changed. And we have an inside bar currently forming. We did see a volume spike on the hourly time frame, but again, that volume spike gave us a move that was about $100. So again, enough to trade, absolutely, but here we are giving back almost that entire move over the next 8 hours. There's just not a ton of follow through and just patiently waiting. That's the bottom line, sitting on our hands. This is when we know what kind of discipline that we have. If we are finding ourselves forcing trades within this tightening range, that's an issue. That's a red flag, and it's something that we need to work on. If we're having an easy time being patient, and if we're actually enjoying not needing to look at cryptocurrency every 2 minutes, that is a potential benefit, and we'll know that break is coming soon. So, checking in on Ethereum, clearly the lead bull still. Higher lows on the daily time frame now, 5 days in a row. We're coming up to our key resistance. That level is 432, and then we're looking right after it, 438.50. If we get over 438.50, look at the amount of resistance right nearby. There's nothing really close nearby, and we could see some further upside, which is why I will choose Ethereum if we do see a bull break on this tightening Bitcoin pattern. 4-hour time frame, last clear support, 410.11, keeping these bulls in control. And just in terms of the tightening range, you can see how much closer we are to a bull break than a bear break. If this were Bitcoin right now, we'd be trading at about 410 right in the middle of this range, as Bitcoin is in the middle of its 4-hour range. Not the case here. We are much closer to a bull break. So again, the bullish action continues to favor ETH. We have inside bars on the 4-hour to be watching here as well. The hourly time frame saw a similar bull break, 410 up to 425 fairly quickly. A nice 3% move over a few hours. Again, we're used to 3% moves in 20 minutes, which is always nice, but things have slowed way down, and we are going to get direction for the rest of April very shortly. By this weekend, we will know where momentum is heading for the rest of April in cryptocurrency, depending on which direction Bitcoin is going to break. So Ethereum on the weekly time frame, just want to point out, this is a potential bear flag, so don't lose sight of the overall picture, whereas if Bitcoin breaks bearish on that daily time frame, Ethereum could very easily be a bear flag and drop down to lower lows. So again, we can't let just the fact that we've been bouncing for 5 days skew our sentiment overall, because this weekly chart is nowhere near changing the trend on Ethereum. This is just an oversold bounce on the daily time frame at this point. Have to see follow through from Bitcoin to have confidence in continuation. Litecoin still weakest. Let's draw our lines here. They've disappeared on our daily chart. So we've got our low, high of the bounce, higher low, lower high. That's the current range that we're in. We're much closer to a support break than a resistance break. And again, let's just compare the resistance on Ethereum, how close we are to it. And that's already having broken the lower highs. So right now, Ethereum is trading higher than its high on April 3rd. And if Litecoin were doing that, look at the high of April 3rd. That's all the way up at 137. So just a comparison, it shows us very easily that Litecoin is much weaker. So we look at the 4-hour time frame, and here's the equilibrium. Again, we're nowhere near the middle of that range. Bitcoin's in the middle of the range. And the way that the three are set up right now, it's almost like the story of Goldilocks and the three bears, where, you know, one's too hot, one's too cold, and one's just right. Bitcoin's just right in the middle. Ethereum is, whatever you want to call it, too weak. And Ethereum just right in terms of strength for the bulls. All depends on the break. Both the bulls and the bears have trade setups here. They're just waiting on the signals. And those that are already in positions are going to close out their positions depending on how the break goes if they are shorter term traders. So that's why we're going to see this volume and volatility spike once the break does occur, because a lot of people on the sidelines are going to act on it, and then people already in trades are going to act on it as well. So Litecoin, 4-hour inside bar is currently forming. Same setup just in terms of the 4-hour sideways trading, but coming from a much different position on this chart. Checking in on EOS. EOS on the daily time frame, huge bull break with big time follow through and volume obviously standing out. Inside bar on the daily time frame gave us a nice bull break. That occurred at 6:07. No looking back for the bulls, and definitely getting overextended. But the bulls are doing a good job of holding on even with overbought RSI, and that's trapping some shorts. So look at this 4-hour time frame. Looking like that was our volume climax last candlestick. We're certainly not going to surpass that volume this candlestick. And there's an upper wick showing profit taking. Still higher lows, big, massive breakout. And we ended up running over 20%. And looking at the hourly chart, healthy consolidation. This is a potential bull flag. And again, a bull flag is when you have a huge breakout. That's not a trend line. That's just showing the breakout. The flag portion of it is when we can draw parallel support and resistance levels on the consolidation. And if I wanted to be more exact here and more detailed, I would zoom in and use a shorter term time frame like the 15-minute chart, and did a pretty good job there. But that's roughly what we'd be looking at. The channel currently trading, and a break likely happening soon on this 15-minute time frame. So there was a pattern on the 5-minute time frame that indicated a pullback was coming and that we were going to start the healthy consolidation. And it was a bearish reversal head and shoulders pattern where we had our left shoulder right here, our head, and then right here we broke support. So this was a big spike in bear volume, breaking the 5-minute higher lows. We still held support down here. We had a support level at 761. So we did still have a higher low longer term. That was 762, just barely held it. Then we formed a lower high. You could call this our right shoulder, not much of a shoulder, but a bounce attempt, a lower high, and then breaking the support. But you can see we didn't get much follow through on that bear break, and we're just trading sideways now compared to it and forming a little bit of an equilibrium pattern. So looking at the 15-minute time frame, you can see how we're tightening up, and a break is imminent here. If we get a bull break, it'll be a potential top fishing play up at the highs, but if we get a bull break, I personally would hold off looking for bearish action, because that could very easily squeeze shorts. Like I said, we definitely have some shorts jumping in on this consolidation. Have to see a break of 759 and then 748 for the bears to get any kind of follow through. So it's definitely some indecisive, choppy action right now, but don't lose sight of the hourly chart because it is still very healthy at this point. We would need to see clear lower high and then lower low on the hourly chart to indicate more significant consolidation is coming. And if we don't break anything clearly by the next couple of hours, we will have a 4-hour inside bar. It looks like this 4-hour inside bar is going to form regardless, and we'll look for a break of this after 2 hours from now. Once it forms, we'll see which direction this 4-hour inside bar does break. So the bottom line is any consolidation that does occur on EOS will be very healthy at this point. We could easily pull back to $7 and still be an extremely strong chart overall just because we ran so far so fast. As far as the weekly chart goes, you can see consolidation, lower highs, lower lows, and we bounced, traded sideways, multiple inside bars, bull break on the weekly time frame. 640 was the signal, and the next major weekly resistance is up at 1012 in order for the bulls to try and turn things around. So that's where we stand on EOS, certainly one of the most action-packed names today. A lot of trading going on there. And that's where we stand, just patiently watching Bitcoin. It'll get to a point soon. If we were to pull back and drop down to the mid 6,700s, I'm going to be close to putting in a stop buy order on Ethereum, anticipating what that level would be if we get a bull break on Bitcoin. Because again, when that break does occur, I expect it to happen very quickly. And we're almost getting lulled into a sense of complacency that when it does break, you know, we're used to a $100 move taking a couple hours where we currently stand. But when it does break, you know, we could see $100 go in 10 minutes with how many people are going to be acting on this signal. You know, the tighter we get, the more traders that are going to be watching the same levels. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Perhaps by tomorrow when we check in, we will have a clear break. Another 24 hours means another four-hour candlesticks. But again, you can see how just because of how tight we're getting, we could easily pull back, you know, into tonight, into tomorrow morning, and then see it bounce, and then just continue to tighten up. As long as the ranges stay this small on the 4-hour candlesticks, that definitely extends the amount of time we could remain in this pattern. You can see just compared to the last time, these two moves, which are pretty similar, the size of the candlestick and the volatility was much more significant this last time up than it is on this time up. So I appreciate you watching. I hope you all remember to continue to do good things. And my good thing for yesterday, went out to eat and had a wonderful waitress who, you know, when someone does their job more than just doing their job, whether they're hustling and putting in effort or connecting with you on a more human basis, you know, not just putting on their work face, but actually interacting with you, whether it's conversation or whatever, that definitely warrants, you know, some positive feedback on my end. And it's the kind of thing where as a trader, you know, trading stocks, I have fees of $10 on round trip trades, but $10, adding $10 to a tip significantly increases the percentage. And even if it's, you know, not going to change anybody's life, it gives, you know, a positive reinforcement for someone with, you know, they're interacting and smiling and having conversation, and then they get, you know, an extra $10, which doubles the percentage tip that they get. That's just something that reinforces, you know, hey, keep being a good person. So small amounts of money, that's what I like doing, you know, small amounts of money for traders, where if you're trading with $10,000 and a nice day for you is making a couple $100, $10 for someone can make a big difference, whereas for many people that are trading, $10 doesn't really mean much at all. So I appreciate you watching. We will check back in tomorrow and check out something. Not sure where I was going with that one, but check out something.